In the last month of the Labor government, July 2013, Deputy Prime Minister Anthony Albanese released the National Active Transport Policy, which was a fantastic piece of policy work. I think I know the person that wrote it. When you get back into government, will you reinstate this policy or something like it?
We will use that policy, the principles of that policy, as the basis for the policy we'll take to the next election. We are very committed to cycling infrastructure, active transport, and the principles of that will help inform us for what we present to the people of Australia.
The policy paper said cycling for transport benefits the national economy by $1.43 per kilometre cycled. So a person making a 15-kilometre round trip adds $21 to the economy just by cycling. And that's before they've actually started working. 6 years in government, Labor only spent $40 million directly on cycling infrastructure, thanks to a deal with the Greens. The cycling industry agrees that the feds should spend $10 per person every year on cycling infrastructure to get those benefits your paper talked about. Will you commit to that level of funding as the Prime Minister?
We're not in a position to commit to a final level of funding until I've taken it to my colleagues. We'll do better than $40 million by a long shot. The reason why I'm here today is I'm giving my public leadership and my party's commitment to do more for cyclists, cycling infrastructure, and the benefits which flow to not only the economy but to the community.
A quarter of peak morning traffic is for kids being dropped off at school. This has a huge cost for the traffic congestion and productivity, not to mention billions wasted on motorway expansion. We're also teaching our kids sedentary lifestyles, with the Heart Foundation saying only 7% of kids get enough exercise now. It would be hugely popular to fund active transport to schools. Is that something that you'll be doing or aiming at as Prime Minister?
I think that we can do a lot more in terms of giving kids alternatives for being active. Obviously, riding and walking to school are two big components, and of course that takes the pressure off families as well.
The Infrastructure Australia put an inner Sydney regional cycling network on its priority list in 2014, which is the first time a major cycling network got listed. It's still on the latest list. It's signed by 16 Sydney councils, but nothing seems to be funded so far. Would this make the priority with the next government?
There's no doubt that cycling infrastructure in our big cities is something we are actively looking at. I've asked Anthony Albanese to work with me to provide us a view on how we can do cycling infrastructure, not just in Sydney, but in Melbourne and other big cities. Don't get me wrong, cycling's a regional and a small town activity too, but I think when you look around the big cities, there are some remarkable opportunities, especially if you combine them with urban waterways.
Absolutely, yeah. The Australian Bicycle Council, which is representatives from each state, the federal government and local government, it's funded by the National Building Act, reports to COAG, and has existed for nearly 20 years. Abbott and Turnbull put a knife through it and refused to fund it. Will you be looking back at funding the Australian Bicycle Council?
To be honest, I hadn't given that a lot of consideration until you raised it, but now you have. I see the sense in what you're saying. We will certainly give it active consideration. And they're not weasel words. I mean, I've got to go and talk to people, but I do think that cycling needs a voice.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Good on you. Cheers, mate. Yeah, my pleasure. Questions too, though.